if we talk about structures, we're looking at structures. The tension rods are like the structures of how to deal with it. So if we can put structures in place that actually strengthen us and able to deal with it, that's also, you know, the flow chart I showed you with the external demands, and then this one, the ones today, you know, is really about that. I noticed that I skipped something. I'm sorry. I have a new setup where I've got 2 screens, and I was like frazzled before I didn't have my calming, you know, get ready for this kind of thing. I just wanted to say that the qualitative stress, one of the important things about that is, I don't know if any of you say this, but I have too much stress, I'm going to get myself sick. If you've ever been sick.
Sure.
Yeah. That's, you know, that's again, that's what I mean by, you know, it's really, you know, that in itself can make you sick, because it's the shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? So isn't it weird how we do those kinds of things? And so, you know, having the demands is okay. Dealing with them one at a time, you know, so there is a structure to this. There is a, you know, a sequence of kind of things, noticing the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and getting rid of those kinds of stresses. Because remember, stress is good, or can be good. That's really what I meant to say with this. I'm not going to read through the whole thing today, but stress can be good, and it's getting rid of the bad ones. So in the chat, and it's kind of funny with the few people, but still, I think, again, we want to get used to this. If you say feelings, you know, like feelings that you have when there's misalignments, what is the feeling? What do you feel?
You want us to chat?
Yeah, chat it.
Did you share it? Let's see here.
Then I capture it. It's actually got this neat thing, because when people, I put the video, as I understand it anyway, I really should look and make sure that's true. I think it shows on the video.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Guilt.
And I'm sorry, what was your question, Susan?
When you, you said you kind of recognize these misalignments. So what kind of feelings does that bring up? When there's like a, you know, the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Hard. Guilt, frustration, regret. Yeah, you know, it's I mean, it's real. It's, you know, it's things that we all, so it's something that, you know, it's negative. I mean, I probably sadness. Yeah, sadness, annoyance. It's all those negative feelings. So I don't know that there's ever a time when the sheer stress kind of things happen that we automatically go, oh, that's good. You know, I mean, so that's why I say this is like the most important from a stress reduction kind of thing that I can think of. It's just really makes a difference in why it's not. Hello, my computer. There we go. Okay. Okay. So let's talk through some of these and you know, what to do with them. How do we turn futures into positives? So one of the things my mom used to say when I was a kid is I really, you know, some people spend a lot of time in the past, some people spend a lot of time in the future. I seem to spend a lot of time in the future about what's going to happen, and that's where I really worry about, you know, the fear, the worry, the anxiety kind of thing. And I used to always say, I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I got to do this, and my mom would say, you don't got to, you get to. I just thought that, you know, that I still use that sometimes when I catch myself. I got to do this and I got to do that. It's like, no, I get to, you know. So that's what we're talking about. But so if you, the point is, we want to look at where, you know, we're trying to move forward. And when you experience a feeling of fear, worry, and anxiety, that is a sign that you are stuck. You know, you're thinking about the future in a negative way. So what we want to do is, as soon as we're doing that, you know, pushing away, what we want to do is, like, you know, we think something, we want to turn it, you know, to like, no, I'm going to be positive. I'm not going to be pushing backwards. I'm going to be positive. So if you just think of some of these, if I don't get this thing done tonight, what can you say that's a positive for that? And we can just talk it. We don't, you know, and Chrissy can join in if she wants to too. We don't have to do the chat because she can't see it, I suppose. But if you think about how I could turn that, if I don't get this done tonight.
There's always tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. Uh-huh.
What do I get to do instead?
What do I get to do instead? Yeah.
Maybe I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
I could use I could use extra sleep.
Yeah. Well, for me, this one's real, and it's more like I can get up tomorrow early. Like I still have this demand. I still have to do it. But if I don't get it done tonight, I can take a nap and get up again, or I can, like there really is a lot of demands right now. So I also, and I'm going to share, this proposal I'm doing is a big deal. Like the 28th is my kind of, hopefully February is a magic month for me. That the 28th is when this proposal is due, and I'm supposed to have these meetings. And basically, I'll either get this job on the 28th, or I will go for an interview on March 1st. So of course, where I go is, well, what if we don't get this proposal in? And so the what ifs are a big phrase. What if I this and what if that? So what if I don't get the proposal in? And what if, they don't offer me the job that I really want? And, what if then I show up on March 1st and they say, oh, well, never mind. That's where I spend a lot of time. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an
Sure.
insidious one.
Mhm.
So that's what I mean by, and you can kind of tell that those are around fear, worry, and anxiety as that's where we're dealing with those. This is one, Donna. Climate change is going to kill us all. Do we spend time there? We do.
All the time.
How do we turn that around?
Oh, man.
This is an important one.
Mm. Climate change is worth fighting for?
Yeah. Well, it's even more. We're going to take care of it. We're going to turn things around. I mean, it's like literally we're living. Huh? We are.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We have to speak that into reality. It is so critical. I mean, Donna, I don't know if Andy knows and Chrissy knows, but Donna wrote a book that is about the resistance. Tell them the name.
It's called Beyond Resistance, Coping with the Stress of the Trump Era.
Cool.
And it was written for me because I have a lot of stress since November 9th, 2016. And all of my worst fears have come to fruition, pulling out of the Paris Accord, just forgetting about our sacred lands and digging for coal or oil or whatever the hell they're going to be looking for there, fracking. That is my worst nightmare, and I think it's our huge national and international security.
Yes, I absolutely agree. And so
I can go off, way off.
Yeah.
But she's getting into action. So she's written the book, and the book really is about the kind of the conflict, really, right? It's like he's, and we have to resist, and that is definitely true. That's one of those kind of external things to push back on.
Yeah.
And Donna will now have an opportunity for people who are there. And I'm going to say this to you, Donna, that the people that are there and read the book and go, yeah, and then hopefully she'll be able to start turning them to say, now what are we going to do about it? Because you can get into agreement on the future is going to be awful, and we do this all the time. The future's going to be awful. The future's going to be awful. We get agreement around it and really build up the forces moving in that direction.
Right.
And sometimes that's important to kind of break through some things, and sometimes there really are oppositional things which are going on right now. And sometimes it's by looking at that and turning it, basically like turning the ship. That's really important. So how do we turn that future from fear, worry, anxiety into excitement, optimism, curiosity, and peace? That's really what we need to look for and speak that constantly. And as I say, I mean, you guys all know that I've been dealing with some of these things, and that is what it's literally like a feeling of, I can feel myself go like that, like, oh my gosh, what happens if nothing happens? No, we're going to create this, and your energy is wasted if you don't do that. Your energy is wasted. It's not being productive. So whenever the worry comes in, it's like, how do I turn that? I mean, just really think about turning it like that. Okay?
That really resonates with me, what you just said, Susan, about the energy is wasted. That's just a great way to turn it around from what's sometimes a knee-jerk reaction, or you think like, oh, well, I'm being productive because I'm thinking about what could go wrong. No, I'm wasting energy. I like that.
Right. It's productive to look at the present state and see how to change it. But it's not productive to stay there. It's like the video, oh, look at this problem. Isn't it awful? Let's stand here and really stare at it for a bunch longer. We do that all the time. No, I need to know my position. Need to know where I am positionally. Like this is where we are in the world. This is, the numbers and where we are. We need to know that so that we can map a path. But
it's like I heard somebody just say once, it's a difference between concern and worry, which I kind of like.
Yes, that's a good,
That's really good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So this is like so fundamental, so important to be able to look at that and turn it, and as quick, and if you practice it, you'll get quicker at it. Over time, I'm faster and faster at it, and it's been, and sometimes it is the as kind of with the things going on with the kids in Florida, that the charge built up so much that now it's really punching back. And I think there's some of that going on with the climate that, we need to kind of get a structure in place so that we can do that. Okay. I don't know if Chrissy wants to join in here at all or not, but okay. So the other one is the misalignment of past versus the reality. So this is the one where we're saying, okay, today I'm moving forward, but I got this stuff going on in the background. And so, I'll give you another example that's really real for me is, with Go Green Squads, we did a lot of good work, and it's, managing a business that, took a lot of energy and took a lot of time and did good work. But, you guys know that it had I'm proud that we sold it, but it caused us to go through a lot of challenges. So in starting this new venture, it's like, oh no, I'm going to do that again. Oh no, it's going to be, as stressful. Oh no, like it's the examples from the past that stop me from moving forward. Can you think of examples of that? Or the other one, remember from the video, is, like, I'll never be able to make it as good as that again. It's the thing about something from the past is pulling us back from moving forward. You guys have any other ideas of those? So what are you worried about recreating, in other words, or not being able to recreate?
Yeah, I was typing a couple in the chat, but I can definitely relate to that. If it reminds me of something that I experienced before, good or bad, maybe especially if it was bad, I've got that muscle memory, and I can just almost physically feel myself tensing up about it.
Yes. Again, isn't that wild that the physical body it does have memory. It does literally have memory, and I think that what makes it, like little kids can go do things without any, just kind of go do things. But once you start getting these muscle memory stored, and I actually believe that, it's stored in your body unless you do release it, so we can release it. But it's, again, recognizing it, so what are, if you look at the goals that you've set, what are some of them, and so now let's talk specifically, what are some of the things that are either pushing you back, like the fears you've got about it, or they're holding you back? What are some of those? Like I say, mine are, is I'm going to recreate a stressful, business, and it's going to be, I won't have the support I need, and, it's going to be, here we go again, and it's financially going to be a struggle, or I'm going to be worried, and, what are some of those? Yeah. I won't have time. Yeah, definitely. And can you all see these? You can, the chats, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm putting myself out there in a very big way, and I'm just, I've done it before, and okay, I did okay in the past, but what makes me think I'm going to be successful at this with this book? I don't know.
And what you can do is you can actually put the future, because you did have success with what you did before publicly, right? And maybe it's different, or a different scale. I know that, it's a different scale, but it's building on it rather than, oh no. So it's as soon as you get it, and